Welcome back to Carolina Rut Cutters. As you can see, we have a Honda, another Honda not running, because I feel like that's all I've been working on lately. Let's see, we had the 500 Foreman that the transmission was out, the Rubicon that the engine was pretty much gone, and I've had a couple other. We've been having really bad luck with Hondas lately, because some people bring me some Can-Ams. They're a lot easier to walk on than these Hondas. Anyways, this one has a spark issue. So they brung this to me, said they have replaced everything and they still weren't getting spark. They still have the spark plug laying out here. And so they replaced the key. Here's the key right there. Here's the old key just sitting here. I mean, they didn't even take time to put it back. They also, I don't think y'all can see it, it's kind of dark. They put a new voltage regulator in here. They didn't bolt it in. I think that's the new one and that's the old one. I mean, what the crap? This whole thing is like a Mickey Mouse thing. So the first thing we really need to do is find the battery and go ahead and put some juice to it to see, are we really not getting spark? Because I have had people bring me stuff like, I ain't getting spark, just to find out that it was all because they didn't have a good connection. So I couldn't find my jump box, but I was able to find my box here, which I didn't want to put over here because it hates grabbing onto little stuff. And the key's a little finicky, I think, either that or the connection. Here's a moment of truth. Are we getting, we got it halfway on, at least turned on. Do you got any spark? So we are getting no spark at all. And they've already changed the key, even though it's very finicky. Anyway, got plenty of juice, but I'm not getting any spark. They've changed everything but the computer and the Stator, and my job was the Stator, so that's what we're going to do. We are going to throw a Stator on here and hope that is what fixes it. If not, oh, the computer's bad, which is right here. Easy to get to, expensive to fix. I ordered the Stator a couple months ago. Yeah, it's been a while now because that's what I was told was wrong with it, so let's hope it's wrong. Is it wrong with it? We don't know. We're about to find out though. Let's go ahead and take this all apart and we're going to get the Stator on and pray to God that that's what's wrong. So we got the air box off and that was a pain in the butt. I'm also going to go ahead and say this. The guy never said how long it's been sitting, but it's been sitting for a very long time. That gas smells horrible. Like, it smells at least a year old. Like, if you know anything about gas and how bad it goes, 6 months doesn't smell that bad. That is like a couple years bad. So, hopefully it won't be too bad getting this running, which my job was only to get it sparked, but I'll definitely try to get it running for him. So, got the air box. So now we can get this back cover here. And as far as I know, we just take this back cover off and we should be able to get to the Stator. But I don't have no room for a camera in there, so y'all gonna have to take my word for that. I keep trying to find a way to get a camera in here, and there's no way. You just gotta take that back cover off. Dang it, this thing's aggravating me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have this thing halfway taken apart. And talk about a piss poor design. So to give you a little explanation of what I mean, most four-wheelers you can get on the Stator on the side, which I knew these are, I call these backwards engine because the clutch is on the front and everything's on the back instead of it being sideways like it should be Honda. And again, this is the same engine they're using these days, guys, so they can't really talk crap. So the Stator's back there. I was hoping that maybe they were smart and they didn't connect this to the case. They did. Some of them have a half case is what I call it, where you can take half of this, like this piece right here off, and you can separate it and the Stator comes with it. Easy peasy. That's how the other 500 I had was. Not this. You have to take this whole case off, gears and all. And yeah, I might have to remove this whole real, either the real diff or something to get this shaft because that's all I can do. But this is where we're going to stop for the night because I'm tired and I will catch y'all tomorrow. And we are back, and I got it lifted up, and we're trying our hardest to get this rear end out because I don't see how else you can get it done. Talk about a piss poor design. Like nothing I do, that shaft is not coming out with this rear end still in here. So I'm going to get the shock off, and then we're going to take, I'm assuming these two bolts, and I might be able to slide it back then enough to get this shaft off, and that should be it. But this, who designed this? Like, like, I thought when I started this, and I quoted the guy because I've walked on old 500s, and they have a piece right here. You can take this piece of the case off right here where this little fat piece is, and when it comes off, that's where the stator is. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Not this one. This one, the whole back end has to come off. Like, what kind of piss poor design is this? So it's a 17 for these two. I got the shock already bolt off, but it doesn't want to wiggle, so I think if we take these off, we'll be able to wiggle it out. So let's get these off. Well, we finally got the new one on. 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this little black piece that goes up there, and there ain't but 2 bolts holding it. This is the black piece, by the way. I can't really see anywhere where this is bad. Like, I've seen worse. I don't see no burn mark. I don't see any, like, signs that it went out. But at the same time, I've been told by a lot of people that this right here is actually what can go out a lot on these. And it has a magnet, and the magnet seems to work. So hopefully this was it. That's it. So I don't know if I showed you because I can't remember what I recorded, but I was never able to get that shaft all the way out. There has to be a way. You have to be able to replace it. But how? How do you get that out, people? Somebody has to explain this to me, because I've done everything I can. This shaft does not come out. This cannot come all the way out. Like, what the heck am I looking at? Leave a comment down below if you know how to do this. But anyways, that's it. Put the 4 bolts in and the 2 bolts for the little piece up top. Now let's put some gasket material all around here, clean it up a little bit, and that should be ready to go. Okay, one thing I noticed is make sure that this wire for the actual stator goes behind that little black piece before you bolt it on. Let's see. Did it go? I lost it again. So in other words, this bolts on here and this bolts here. Make dang well sure that this wire right here, make sure the wire for the stator goes like this. If you go the other way, like I accidentally did, and the wires are like this wire right here, the big wire for the stator, is going to hit the flywheel. So, just something to know.
1 eternity later.
So we got her back in her corner, and yeah, it didn't fix it. So still has no spark. But I've also noticed that I also don't have a fuel pump or a shifter. Nothing's working. I'm still thinking it's a computer, which is what I told the boss originally, and they told me, and I quote, "It's not. I know. I've checked everything. It's the stator. Stated on it. Still no spark. Still no nothing. I've changed all the fuses. I found a broken wire. I did fix the broken wire. It didn't change anything. You know, what can you do? I've done what they told me to. So instead, we're going to switch to another job that I know I can do tonight. This is a Honda 420 Rancher. You should know that. I mean, come on. Even fuel injected. So you see all that right there? I'm sure y'all can. It blew all the seals out. It is not in good shape. Listen. Yeah, that rear end is gone, people. Ooh, that's rough. You can also tell up here. Yeah, she gone. So I got a new real Diff off eBay. It's one of them Chinese specials. So hopefully it will fix this and it won't be bad. Because I have had some Chinese stuff backfire and had to get different ones because it would be faulty. So let's hope not. So the first thing you got to do, which is really easy, is get these wedge nuts off. Those 2 of them, 1 and 2. I'm going to take an adjustable wrench, and I guess I need to put it back on the ground right fast so the pressure on these. Take a hammer, loosen these up, and then there's 4 bolts here, and there's 4 bolts on the other side, and maybe we can shimmy it out. I don't know. We might have to take the other bolts off the other side and pull the whole reel. I'm hoping that I can get these out and maybe pull it, but I think we're going to have to get these 4, those 4, and probably those 4 too, but we'll see what happens. So we got the 2 nuts broke loose. I found it easier to put it in gear because I forgot about that. So we put it in gear, and they're simple. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And if you can't figure out what righty-tighty, lefty-loosey is, you probably shouldn't be working on this foiler at this moment. Just go ahead and cut the video off and send it to somebody else. Okay, the next step is go ahead and get the wheel off. Already done. Now you're going to want this nut off. If you've never done this, you're going to straighten these 2 ears out, then pull it off, and if you're lucky, you can turn that by hand, but most likely adjustable wrench. So let's get it off. And 3, 2, And she's off. Very self-explanatory. Like I said, pull the cardinal pin out. I'm going to need a new one. I've never been able to take one out without replacing it. And then I got lucky this piece. A lot of people have said this big, long spatial thing has broke off for them. And honestly, make sure you keep the nuts right. I mean, the one towards the spatial has a thing on it. Other than that, I mean, self-explanatory. Next is to go ahead and take all these little bolts off, I think. I think that's the next step. That's what we're going to do at least. And if we're lucky, we might be able to get it out like that. I think we'll have to get those out too. I'm not for sure. I'm going to have to figure this out. You got to remember, I'm with y'all. I've never done this before. So I took like most of this rear end off and realized I didn't have to. So we're going to show you why I screwed up so y'all don't have to. So I went ahead and started taking this off. As you can see, took all this off, was taking the nuts off. All you had to do is take these bolts that we already took off, the nuts. But what I didn't notice was that this shield at the bottom, I already took the other one off. This one was holding me. Once I did that, this whole thing slides right out. I mean, I can literally, now all I got to do is separate the diff from this piece, which should be just sliding it back that way. I might have to take the shock off. I don't know. I'm probably going to have to. But now we just got to separate these two, which is impossible without hands. But that was easier than I thought. I probably didn't have to take all this off. That was a waste of time. Just these 4 bolts and those 4 bolts and those 4 bolts. And then the bottom pieces. And I took this off. I took the ball hitch off, wherever it is, because, you know, it gave me more room. Okay, so here's the new one. It is super tight. I could turn this thing, but it's tight, so hopefully once you get oil in it. But this one, this old one, yeah, she totaled. She no good. But this one seems to be fine. So let's throw this one in and hope to God that it works. Because it's tight. I'm able to get those plows and make it move a little bit. And again, it is brand new. The band's just a little, you know, it's a little bit. So let's go ahead and slap this up there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got the whole thing put together. Okay, so what is the thing I have not told y'all to do yet? What is the one thing that you cannot forget? And if you do, you have royally screwed up. And we've all forgotten it, but luckily most of us, if we do forget it, we remember it at the end. So what is that, you might ask? Fill this thing up with oil. So if you're like most young people, you're looking at this and going, oh, it needs to go all the way up here. Oh, no, 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 no. Most models, this plug is actually how high you need to go. But with this one, the plug is right there, ladies and gentlemen. See that little plug right there? You just take it out. Oh, got that bottom plug out. That's where the oil is going to start coming out of, and that's where you're going to fill it to. So you just fill it up. I got this jug. There's a type of gear oil you're supposed to put in here, but I don't know if I have the right one or not, but it will do for now. I mean, they ain't going to take care of it anyways, so once this oil goes in there, it will probably never be right again. Now we just fill it up till it comes out. See? Voila. It's full. Okay, now that we got the rear end, we got it full of oil as I showed you. The next step, and I'm just going to go ahead and say this because this one blew out with all the seals, which that most likely means this vent is plugged up, and this vent is plugged up. Just something to check, guys. I always check my vents if I can. Just take a little air hose, blow in it, you know, check it. You might be able to blow in it with your mouth. This one's full of oil, so I'm not putting my mouth on it. So I'm just gonna take a little air hose and blow through it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got it right. The battery's still super dead. I jumped it. I've been driving around for a little while. I put the GoPro on, and then I realized it's so dark outside. Like, it is dark, and these lights aren't worth the crap. The video ain't worth the dang. I might take it out tomorrow. We'll see. If not, this is where the video ends. I definitely will. Oh, I thought I had a leak, but no. Anyways, I was definitely hoping to have the other 500 running and driving it around, but ain't nothing I can do. I can't get no spark. At least we got the rear end in this one, so now I can send this back to the customer and get paid. The other one I've been paid up front, and I technically did the job I was told. I got a message to him. I've looked all over the internet. Cannot figure out why there's no spark. Everybody and their mother has a different idea of why it isn't getting spark, and none of them make sense. I had one person say the neutral thing is out. I'm like, but it's showing the green light. Like, it could be, so I grounded it all. Still didn't work. Some people said this, some people said that, but most of that stuff has already been changed. I don't know. I've changed all the fuses, guys. I've done everything. I still think it's the computer because nothing else works on this, but we don't know. I really don't know. I cannot test it because it just will not give me no spark. I think it's a computer. I'm gonna message them and hopefully they'll tell me to order the computer. Cause like I know, if I do order the computer and it doesn't work, I could just send it back. Just be like, oh wait, no, sorry, this didn't fit mine. Send it right back and they won't know and I will get the money back. Anyways, guys, I will hope you enjoyed this informational video because that's all we really got this week. Was hoping to have that out, but yeah, you can see, still no spot. Anyways, guys, if I don't take y'all out, I will see y'all on the next one.